This is the house of Auntie Pretty Media, apparently.
Production agency.
All right, cool.
Doing her OnlyFans.
We got podcasts in one room, OnlyFans in another. If you came here for OnlyFans, you're in the wrong place. Sorry. 2025 was a huge year in golf. The Walker Cup, the Ryder Cup, more than 150 events across all the major tours. It had plenty of controversies, amazing wins, heartbreaking losses, and everything in between. Today, we give our take on the year in golf that was 2025. Welcome to episode 6 of Sandbagger Sessions. All right, take that down.
No free ads.
That's not classy. No free ads.
No free ads.
Yeah. Sorry, McKinnon Brothers will be hiding your logo.
Yeah.
All righty, everybody. Welcome back. At this stage, I got to get better with timing when we're recording, when we're publishing, because the last one I said Merry Christmas, but that's going live. Anyway, so by now, everyone's probably back at work. Break's over. We're full of turkey.
Do you?
Except me?
You're just sitting at home doing nothing.
No, when this comes out, I'll be back at work.
Tomorrow? Oh, yeah, in 2 weeks or a week and a half. Must be nice.
Yeah, so I hope everyone had a great Christmas, great break. We are back today for episode 6. And so last week, I interviewed Stefan. We're going to take a break from that this week. And we're going to get into a bit of a year in review, 2025 year in review. We'll resume the interview series next week when you'll put me on in the hot seat.
I like it.
But 2025 year in review. Excited for this one. Obviously, it was a huge year in golf, really. We had both the Ryder Cup and the Walker Cup, and looking across all professional tours, there's some odd, well over 100 events, 46 on the PGA Tour, 33 LPGA, 35 on the DP World Tour, obviously the 14 LIV events and 28 PGA Tour Champions events, plus, like I mentioned, the Walker Cup and Ryder Cup. So there was a lot of golf.
Some would say too much golf.
Yeah.
46. I know we broke that down a few weeks ago, like going through all those different events. I've actually started, I'm building my dream schedule for a world tour.
Okay, so not golf that you would play.
No,
but
I'm gonna launch a dream golf tour schedule for us.
Okay, shortly. I like that.
I gotta go through it. I'm working on it, but it's gonna hint at we're gonna merge some tours together in this hypothetical world.
I like that.
And I've basically put a caveat to myself that I cannot move events. So I'm gonna be using the 2025 calendar.
Okay.
And trying to create a worldwide tour within that.
Okay, so worldwide. Okay, I won't ask for any spoilers because I love the sound of that. I'm excited for that.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I've thought about it. And just start putting down paper. I'm gonna be the new commissioner of the World Golf Tour.
And this is how maybe we actually start making some money. Like we put that out there.
So I get a job as a new commissioner of a worldwide golf tour, and I have to pay you
something like that. Yeah,
didn't know how that was gonna work. Everyone needs a personal assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be my personal assistant.
Yeah. I like this. Well, I'm not sure if I like the sound of it, but I'll take.
Just do as I say.
I'll take the anticipated paycheck.
Yeah. Well, it won't be much, but it'll be something.
Okay, so let's look back at 2025. As we mentioned, absolutely huge year. Not just in terms of the amount of golf, but just some of the things that happened. So what we're going to do for today's episode, we're going to break it down to 4 chunks. So effectively, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and we've cherry picked some things from each of those months or each of those quarters. Some of these are great. Some of these are good things. Some of these are maybe not so good things. Some of these are just for entertainment, and some of them might not have even been things that necessarily happened on the golf course itself or with a golf player. So let's get into it. So obviously,
let's make it fun. Let's make it.
I haven't been having much fun with you, so I like the sound of
that. Let's make it so you have to give it some sort of golf reference.
Okay.
So you're going to be scoring it, whether that's a birdie, a par, a
shank,
OB,
okay,
whatever you want. But each story We'll go back and forth. We'll pick one from each quarter. We'll do 2 each, let's say, from each quarter. And
give it a score.
We'll give it a score.
Yep.
Maybe there'll be more. Let's be honest. We're not going to hold ourselves.
No, we're not going to hold it back.
Any sort of fucking rules. Because we
have no rules.
We have no rules here.
We're in my basement. This is my rules.
Yeah, other than no free ads.
Yeah,
so
no
if you
free
want to
ads.
sponsor us, we would love to be paid in beer.
Sponsor us. Okay, so kicking the year off, winding all the way back to January. Now, this was actually not anything to do. This was not a specific moment that a golfer did or a win or a shot or anything like that. But to kick off the year, Dottie Pepper, God bless her soul, huge fan, absolutely sounded off at the Farmers Insurance Open at Torrey Pines, basically just calling the players out on their bullshit for how slow they are playing. And this was, and she was very, as she always is.
What are you giving her? What's the score? What are you giving her for that?
That's an interesting one. Let me come back to you in a second, because, but this is the first time I heard this on a broadcast, and she was, as she always is, very diplomatic about it. Not, not angry, not over the top, but just a real gut punch, and just said, guys, like, this sucks. This is unacceptable. It was something like over 5-hour rounds out there at Torrey Pines. And I just thought this was sick. I thought this was great.
Yeah, Dottie is one of the best in the game. Really looking forward next year. They're pairing her up on course now that Colts moved into the booth. They're bringing in Johnson Wagner as her,
that'd be great.
Her peer on the course. So it'll be very interesting. The slow play we talked about, I've given you some breakdown of how, like, you're not getting around under 5 hours basically ever on the PGA Tour. Now we're up to 5.5. And I'm pretty sure, was it this year? They played twice at Torrey Pines this year too.
Yeah, because the fires, they couldn't play at Riviera because of the fires. Yeah,
right. So, if you're out there, you're already there. You're there an extra week. That's not an easy walk by any means. Yeah, it's flat, but there are some big hills you got to go through, and that's a long work day for her too. She's out there for 5.5 hours with whatever groups, but she's
out there for longer than that, right?
Easy 10-hour day every single day, right? She's getting out early. She's checking on things. So I'm going to give this score, then you can give it a score too. I'm going to give this a dropped ball par. So basically,
okay.
I'm going way off the board early.
Okay,
so
no, I like it.
Why I say that is she right? Yeah, so she made a good score. This isn't going to change anything for the players. The players love Dottie. They respect Dottie. They don't give a shit about what she has to say about them playing slow. They're not going, oh, you know what? We got to pick it up because Dottie is talking about it. Did it make great TV? Yeah. That could have been a birdie. But, the intent behind it, if it was purely for entertainment or if it was just to get her speed up, I really don't know. So it's a weird one. I agree with her wholeheartedly, obviously. Yeah. But
it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, I'm like, when you make a drop ball par, you're like, okay, cool. I salvaged something here that I shouldn't have.
You can kind of just forget about everything, and it's a whatever it is, a 4 on the scorecard.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
What are your thoughts?
For this, I'm giving it a 4 under bogey free round. 2 birdies on the front, 2 birdies on the back.
We have really opened up the scoring system here.
Yeah. But the reason I say with that is that a guy comes in, shoots 4 under bogey free, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Everyone's going to be like, no one's going to argue with that.
Yep.
No one's going to argue with that, and that's exactly what this was. It was steady. It was, I think, exactly what needed to be said. No one's going to disagree with it, and so that's my call.
It started the year off hot.
It started the year off hot. And look, maybe this won't change anything, but if more people start doing that, potentially it will. So anyway, I thought it was great.
No, I 100% agree. It was great. I just, the intent and what the goal of changing something out of it is kind of where my question went. Mm-hmm. All right. So my second one for Q1 was, I'm just calling it Rory McIlroy. Rory dominated Q1. TGL launched in Q1. Rory just dominated the storylines from kind of start to finish. So he goes out and he wins at Pebble, which I've been on the record of not loving that golf tournament
Just
a
because
lot
it's
in
a
the
pro-am.
past. The pro-am aspect, they have changed it a little bit. I believe, I don't know if they're still holding up where Sundays they don't actually continue the pro-am format. I know they did that kind of through COVID. Maybe they stopped.
Yeah.
Again, I did watch it because, with Rory in contention, you're playing those amazing golf courses.
A great
out
course.
there, right? All three of them they're playing are, dream golf courses. So he goes out, wins Pebble. During this Q1, he also had the whole Uber driver going to get his old driver situation. He was playing the QI35. QI35 in general this year is going to get a double bogey from me. Really tough for TaylorMade when your top two players aren't playing their driver, and I think they recognize that, and you'll see some big changes with that driver next year. But you got that. You got Pebble. You got him winning the Players over JJ Spawn. And at that point, JJ Spawn wasn't the JJ Spawn we're going to get into later, right? He was playing a lot better, but I think he said this year was huge for him to decide if he was going to even keep playing golf. And, he wins, I don't know what, he wins $7 million or something like that on the PGA Tour this year. So just an absolute domination early on in the year from Rory that, set us up. I'm going to give it a birdie early on, right? Just but knowing where we're going. It's like a first hole birdie, right?
Yeah.
Where quarter one, go out with a birdie. The storyline of that driver is so funny too, paying an Uber driver to drive it all the way from his home to
$665 Uber with a $330 tip. So $1,000 basically.
Yeah. Which is probably had in his pocket.
Yeah.
So Rory's going to dominate a lot of the year review, but just the first quarter domination leading up to where he was heading for the rest of the year is a big birdie for me. Any thoughts on Rory though in that first quarter?
Can't disagree. I want to give it something different, but yeah, birdie comes to mind. It was a great start. It was a great year. It's funny that you say Rory's going to dominate some of this because he did have some of the more dominant storylines. Obviously, as we spoke about in previous weeks, Scotty was still PGA Tour Player of the Year. Obviously, a lot of what Rory did was outside of the PGA Tour, right? Didn't have as many wins as Scotty, but he also won the race to Dubai, won the Ryder Cup with Team Europe. So excellent start to the year. Obviously, this is not the last that you'll hear of Rory in this episode because of some of the other stuff he did this year. But yeah, it seemed to be, obviously the past few years he's been heavily involved, heavily critical of the whole LIV defection, everything like that. And you've got to wonder if that sort of, creeped into his play. He seems to have sort of, no secret about it, right? He's even said he's sort of taken more of a back seat to that.
Stepped and away kind of end of 2024.
Yeah.
And the year that happened. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And seems to be, I don't know, maybe just more relaxed and swinging the club freer and ultimately had a great year. And as you say, started off great with that win at Pebble.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff that happened, like the LPGA, it was their 75th season starting off in January. Obviously, they play a little bit less condensed schedule than the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I'm going to put them in just quarter one, but for the whole year, really interesting year on the LPGA because, if you look at the previous years, Ellie, we had that kind of superstar that would win over and over and over. And when you look at the year, there's only, I think there was only one or two repeat winners all year. I believe there was only 2 American winners all year, and there was 4 winners from Sweden last year. So just a weird year on the LPGA.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's a good thing. Don't know if it's a bad thing. It's just one of those years where I think what they're doing, they're trying to change the TV product, and that's going to get a big birdie for me, right? Mm-hmm. Is that they got a new commissioner. Basically, every tour has a new commissioner. Yeah. PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, LIV.
Well, PGA Tour had a CEO.
Yeah.
Jay Monahan's still the commissioner.
Jay's
I know what you mean.
Gone.
I know what you mean.
We don't need to get into Jay.
We don't get into that, yeah.
Man, he made like $40 million last
disgusting.
year
to
disappear, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. But
Yeah.
obviously the LPGA started off their season, and one of those ones where I'm just like, I can see where it's going. I'm going to give them a par for I can see where it's going.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just North American ignorance too, of not knowing a lot of the players and the marketing side of things, right? Like we know the big names from the States, but the Asian golfers are just absolutely dominating.
Oh, exactly.
Dominating there.
And like you say, I mean, purely from, let's just spend 2 or 3 minutes on this, because women's golf, in my opinion, is highly underrated. A few months ago, there was this big thing on kind of sweeping Twitter, all these pompous scratch golfers saying, like LPGA players aren't even that good. We could beat them. You got Grant Horvat in a YouTube video who's a +5, who loses to Nelly. Nelly gives him 5 strokes, and he loses. I can't remember. I think he lost. He lost, right? So he didn't play her straight up, played from the same tees, and lost by 5 or 6 strokes. And he's a +5. So anyway, the 2 things to this.
Which shout out to Nelly for doing that. There's no winning for Nelly in that situation.
Well, I'm sure it was a tailor-made thing, right? Because Grant Horvat's tailor-made.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is, like, it's same with all these people, like the Twitter heroes right out there, coming out and saying that, and say an LPGA player went out and played them. Like, they don't. It's kind of, I'll call it the national anthem. Yeah. Right. And what I mean by that is, when someone goes out and sings the national anthem, there's no winning the national anthem. No one remembers a good one. Yeah. They only remember the bad ones. Right. It's like, cool. And then you hear a good one. Cool. That was good. Out. But it's the bad ones that people remember and go back. So that's the only. So if she loses to Grant,
people are going to remember
this video. People remember. I didn't even know she played Grant Horvat. Yeah. Because she should beat Grant Horvat.
Yeah. But the point I was trying to get to, though, is I think that's great because, like you say, there's nothing in it for Nelly. It's great from a marketing perspective, because the question I'm about to ask is, these women are so talented. Yes, they're not playing from 7,500 yards. They're playing from
further than you think, though.
Yeah, 68, 69.
Yeah, they can play. Yeah, I think the event I did, we were 6,700 yards with deep rough.
Yeah. So, but they are just so good. Like, how do we get more people watching the women? And coming back to your point earlier about how there were so many different winners, right? Purely from a sports perspective, that's a good thing, right? Anyone can win on the day. But I guess from a marketing perspective, as opposed to the year before, where Nelly's gaining some momentum, people are like, oh, I'm going to tune in next week because I know who Nelly is. She's win, and I'm gonna watch to see if Nelly wins. Right? That's probably what's better for the product. Do you get what I'm
I tell you what you're saying? I think from my perspective, the LPGA, the big thing from a TV perspective, at least what we get in Canada, is a lot of replay. So they'll start the event on the Golf Channel, and then they'll cut to the early coverage of the Farmers Insurance before that switches over to CBS or NBC or whatever, right? And then you'll get the ending of the event on Golf Channel or whatever. But a lot of those times the events already happen. We already know the winner. Yeah. There's nothing worse. That's what makes sports great. It's live in the moment. Yeah. There is nothing worse than recording a sporting event and trying to rewatch it.
It's terrible.
Yeah. And that's the problem, is the LPGA is just they're not doing a good enough job getting it out there. And again, viewership, yada, yada, yada. But I think the WNBA has proven, if you put the money in, people are going to come to it. And the WNBA numbers continue to rise right now.
I think the WNBA benefited from Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, right?
Absolutely.
But they invested in their stars. And so I guess that's what, to your point, you had so many different winners, right? That's a great demonstration for golf as a sport and how difficult it is and how different people can win every week. But the reason the WNBA is doing well is because you've got those 2 stars consistently playing and I guess a lot of the time consistently winning. But we spoke with Ryan last week about storytelling, right? And I think what they've done well is they've leaned into that story. This beef with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now they're going to play each other. Caitlin Clark's a generational talent, and I think, as you say, they put all their eggs in the Nelly basket. She had a Scotty Scheffler-esque season and then doesn't win once this year, and all of a sudden you're out of gas.
And then Gino dominates the tour all year, and
you hear nothing about it.
I'm going to botch her last. Gino
Titicul.
Yeah, right. But like the average fan of golf isn't even going to know that name, right? And that's the problem, is because they've, I don't want to
North American centric.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's hard not to question the race side of things too within the North American
Sure.
marketing.
Yep.
And it's such a difficult conversation to have.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to really touch it at this point.
Welcome to Sandbagger's politics.
But it might be something that
I'm sure it does play into it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's unfortunate, but yeah. So the LPGA season in general, I'm just giving it a par. I think there were a lot of great events on there, but we need to do a better job getting the product out there and marketing our actual stars, not just marketing our faces people recognize.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so one to watch in 2026, which obviously we're going to get to at the end. Solid Q1. Obviously, either sides of the year.
TGL start. You're a big fan of TGL.
Yeah,
what do you give TGL start?
I've got that at the end. So let's touch on TGL at the end because that is actually first TGL match this evening. So nice. I will be tuning into that this evening.
Corey Connor's getting the call up.
Did he?
He got the call up.
I'll definitely be watching tonight then. Okay, so now we start to, as we mentioned, kind of either sides of the year, a little bit quiet. April to June, and lots in here. And in fact, April to June, July to September, lots and lots of golf in here, lots to break down. First one that I wanted to break down of the second quarter, and this is not chronological, by the way, but obviously in June, and I'm a little biased here, Ryan Fox, my fellow Kiwi, winning the Canadian Open. So sort of double, nostalgia is not the word, sort of double emotion there, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Living in Canada, Kiwi wins in Canada. A pretty rough playoff to start with, as we would say, but ended absolutely on fire with the shot that Ryan Fox said was the greatest shot of his life. These guys playing the 18th at TPC Toronto, and the first three, I think they're laying up. They change the pin. He goes for it on the
which I've never heard of before.
Yeah,
changing the pin in a playoff.
Well, I think it was
very weird.
There was a lot of criticism of it. I kind of like it, like for the in person anyway.
I don't think it was a bad thing. I've just never heard.
No,
I've seen it before.
I think it might have been the first time they did it, and they did know in advance. They said, "Hey, these are the playoff rules." But anyway, just stuffs this towering through it, like 175 miles an hour off the deck with his 3-wood, fades it in there, lands like inside 12 feet. I mean, typical, kind of exemplary of what the playoff was. He doesn't make the putt, but anyway, wins the playoff, and that was his second win of the year. His first win also came in a playoff. And I'm putting this one on the list, not only for the shot, but the fact that he's a Kiwi as well, Canadian Open, and put him inside the top 60 in the world as well. I'm giving that one a solid birdie.
Birdie? Two-putt birdie?
Two-putt birdie on a par 5. It was kind of like, it could have been better, but it was like, you're always going to take a two-putt birdie.
Yeah. I struggle with the Canadian Open in general. This year. And next year we're not going to get much better. I think what do you mean we're
not going to get much better?
We're playing the same course again.
Okay.
So when we get the best players out there, and like Rory played this year, he plays every single year. He loves national opens. I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't come back next year, because Rory likes to, when he's going to these events, right? He went to the Australian Open this year. Why did he go to the Australian Open this year? Well, they went to Royal Melbourne. They're going to Kingston Heath next year. He'll probably go there because he even said that's better golf course. He likes that golf course. This course, it's not even the best on property.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
It is a good golf course. They've done some good renovations with it. The fairways are super, super wide. What did he finish at? Minus 20?
14.
29?
No. I think it was 18.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love TPC Toronto.
Yeah, 18.
I love Osprey Valley. I actually really like how they run their business out there. Very detail-oriented ownership. Right down to, I was there playing golf with the owner a few years back, and we were having a drink after, and I asked him about the menu, right? So we're sitting there choosing food, and each item on the menu, so appetizers, they were all the same price. Mains, they were all the same price, and then higher-end mains, all the same price. I asked him about that. I was like, why is that the case? And he said, I might lose $1 on that, but I don't want somebody choosing something off the menu based on price. I want them choosing what they want, right? And it was like, those little details are really, really cool to me, like right? And I just like that, we're not just thinking about profit margins and
the customer.
Percentages and yada, yada, yada. Like, it's all about the customer out there. And I really like that. And they're kind of looking into building stay-in plays and yada, yada, yada. It's also really far away from Toronto. So a lot of players, I believe Rory was helicoptering in and out of the city
really?
each day.
Okay.
Because it's about an hour and a half from downtown.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, and there's nothing.
There's nothing out there.
Nothing in Caledon. So I think next year we're going to see a little bit of a struggle in who you're seeing showing up at this event next year. The event, the ending was awesome. You know, at the end of the day, a good playoff's a good playoff. I just struggle. I truly believe great venues make great championships, and I don't think that golf course is a great venue for a national open.
Given that it's a national open, and if we can find a venue to, I guess, in terms of quality to justify this, you know, lots of people calling for Canadian Open to become a signature event. Is that if we get the combination of a signature event with the right venue, is that something that will push more of those players to come?
I mean, the problem is, too, it's a sponsor that is also a sponsor of another event who already has a signature event on the Rota right now. So
Which
I do believe
obviously Heritage, right?
Yeah, I do believe it should be a signature. We're talking like it at one point was, you know, the fifth major or whatever. Like everyone went to the Canadian Open. And unfortunately, bad venues and international, even though it's right there, travel kind of played a part post, you know, the 9/11 world. You can kind of see where that kind of changed a little bit for people.
Yeah.
But, you know, they host that Glen Abbey for, I don't know, way too more. It's one.
You've been very vocal about Glen Abbey.
Glen Abbey sucks. the layout, there's like 4 good holes. The rest is so boring. The only reason people want to go, and if Tiger never hit that shot,
yeah,
people wouldn't even go back to Glen Abbey.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, people know this is where tour players played, so they want to go to these different venues, and that's why, you know, I mentioned if you're going to TPC Toronto, the North course is the most expensive course on the property to play, and I think it's the 3rd best course on the property.
Really,
the other, like the Hoot, is amazing. And whether you like rankings or not, I don't think rankings really matter of golf courses.
Yeah.
The Hoot is ranked higher, I believe. I forget the name of the other one right now. It might be ranked a touch lower post renovation to the North course.
Yeah.
But if you're going, don't go play the Hoot first.
Yeah.
And then go play there. And if you go play the both and you come back and you're like, I like the North, then good for you.
Yeah.
I liked playing the North because I like really wide fairways, obviously.
Yeah.
And you're going to play well on the North. But is it a better golf course? And so venues truly matter. That's why Hamilton is always great. St. George is always great. But it also, in Canada, there's only so many spots where we can host people. We've talked about before. Yeah, obviously, we would love to go out to Cabot. But you're going to have 200 helicopters sitting on the range because they're going to have to fly them in and out of wherever every single day because there's nothing near there to stay. So I'm sure one day it will happen, but yeah, as of now, I'm leaving it as like a curious, you know, I've hit my tee shot and my ball might be in bounds.
Okay.
That's the score I'm giving the Canadian Open because I'm looking ahead, right?
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous what we're getting into next.
And you could birdie or par the hole still, or you could double it. Who knows?
Or I could be walking right back to the tee regretting my decision. And we don't know. And I believe in the leadership at Golf Canada, and I believe in this new leadership with the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I think if they're doing it right, you'll see an uptick in what the Canadian Open represents, and good on those big players for showing up.
Yeah.
Right? Scotty's never come.
He's never come.
And he probably never will.
He's been, I don't know if this has come out publicly, but he's been kind of sneaky, low-key, throwing shade at Canada in general, I think. Like, well, Canadian golf courses. Like, even Royal Montreal, I don't know where I got wind of this, but he's not happy about Royal Montreal.
Another one where people are going to be like, why do you, it's not that great of a golf course. It's not the best golf. It's not even like,
this is the difference between you and me. Like, give me a chance to play Royal Montreal, or it's probably just an example of how much longer you've been in the game than me. Cause I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going.
No, like I would, if someone says you can come play it, I'm going to play it. But there's so much good golf in Montreal, but can it host? No. Right.
Yeah.
And it's got great history. You know, it's got that royal designation due to us being in Canada, right?
Yeah.
You can technically be a royal golf course. There's a few that put that name on there. They aren't. It's just...
Yeah.
You watch, like, there's not that, it's kind of just a standard,
it
really
is.
well-conditioned Parkland golf course.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, moving on here. And this next one, I'm sure we could talk about this for hours. Arguably this should be last in our list here, because for me, it was the greatest moment of the year. It was probably one of the greatest moments, barring seeing Tiger win in 2019, that I've ever seen in golf. And this was obviously Rory winning the Masters. Now, not just winning the Masters, specifically the 7-iron on 15, hits his drive a little left. He's got 207 in and just hits this like, it wasn't even a draw. It was a hook. He's aiming literally 50 yards to the right of the green, hooks it in there, sticks it to, I think, 10 or 12 feet, doesn't make the putt. But you also got to remember at this time, right? He's in a 3-way tie for the lead at 10 under, and he hits this shot. Sure doesn't make the putt, still a 2-putt birdie. Jim Nantz called it the shot of a lifetime. I tend to agree. For me, that was like, even I don't know how many times I've watched that on YouTube, because I get goosebumps watching that shot.
Yeah, where were you when you were watching it?
I was in a Boston Pizza, actually.
Okay. I took my wife to New York City, and she was driving back, because once he teed off,
You were watching in the car?
Watching the car. I was hot spotting off my phone onto my laptop for about 3 hours, got in the door when they were on 18. Yeah. So watched the playoff at home. It's for me, if I'm giving a score, it's a hole in one, because it's that once in a lifetime feeling that you don't get. Like, yeah, there's been the 2019 Masters with Tiger was a different type of emotion. After watching that final round, I was exhausted. Mentally.
Rory?
Yeah.
After watching that 4 days, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
He got 2 double bogeys in one round.
Mentally, yeah. In the final round, right? Like
in the first round too, I think. I think it was something like there was some stat which came out that no one has ever won the Masters with that many double bogeys.
He was 3 under on the front, got 4 under, then finished with 2 doubles to shoot even after the first day. And then on round 4, he doubles the first. I think Bryson. It was like a 2-shot whatever it was. Yeah. And then Rory comes out and makes 3 more birdies on the front 9, birdies 10.
Hits it to 2 feet.
Yeah,
on
bad bogey
7.
on 11. 13, he dunks it in the water with that wedge, makes double there, makes a bad mistake on 14, obviously. And then he comes back with that 2-putt birdie on 15, birdie 17, and that birdie was unbelievable. Like, that was like, at that point, I'm like, it's over, right?
I mean, that we spoke about the shot on 15, but arguably that day on 7, he's in the left rough in between the trees, actually clips a tree with his wedge, hits it to 2 feet.
Yeah.
Also hits it to 2 feet on 17. Like, take your pick of any of those shots. I mean, I'm picking the shot on 15, but I mean, you call it a hole in one. I'm going to go something quite different. This is a round of 59 with a bogey for me. Okay. Like, just absolutely battling everything, battling himself, battling everyone else, battling 2011 in the back of his mind. It's been almost 15 years, and he finally came back. Grand Slam on the line, all of that. This was, I mean, again, I don't think it can overtake Tiger in 2019 for me. Very, very different circumstances and very, very different wins. I agree with you there. But this was, for me and my age, was probably the second best golfing moment I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I haven't sat down to watch the full final round yet, because I know it's going to be exhausting, but it was so damn good. Then the playoff just hits it to a foot or 2 feet.
Well, but again,
drops to his knees. It was just
the ending emotion. But again, talking about the ups and downs, right? He just needed a par on 18, and he's got a wedge in his hand for a second shot. Probably just he's hit that to 20 feet on the green, probably 1,000 times in a row. Leaves the face open, puts it in a bunker, can't get up and down, so he's forced to go to a playoff, and then wins the playoff. Like, that was that final hole in regulation and the playoff was just like, that wraps up this entire 4 days. Like, that's exactly how the whole thing went.
It was absolute chaos.
Yeah, it was
easily the moment of the year by a long shot.
Yeah.
And then to go on the flip side of it, Phil Mickelson probably playing his last U.S. Open that he qualified for, unless I don't see him going out and doing 36 holes of trying to get into the U.S. Open.
51 years old now.
Yeah, and got his mind in a few other spots right now.
I actually wrote that down here. I said, on this point, one of the things I want to get to, like where does Phil rank in top golfers of all time? And I kind of put in brackets, like, ignore all the politics, or whatever side you're on, like focus on the golf itself. Because again, we spoke with Ryan last week about Phil, who's known him personally. I don't know Phil personally, but I am a big fan. But yeah, as you say, he's basically now he's going to have to go into regional qualifying to try and make it, right?
Yeah, I'll be shocked. Well, no, because it's at Shinnecock this year, and last time they were there,
the great putt.
Yeah, he picked up the putt. I mean, in terms of answering your question of where does he rank, so I'm just going to list off players. I'm going to say this player or Phil.
Yeah.
So Sam Snead or Phil.
Sam Snead.
Yeah. Well, he had 82 wins, 7 majors. Tiger, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do Jack. We don't need to do Ben Hogan. You don't need to do Arnold Palmer. Obviously, either, right? So now we're down to Byron Nelson or Phil. Byron Nelson has 52 wins, 5 majors. Phil has 45 wins, and these are PGA Tour wins and 6 majors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think he's top 10 of all time, not top 5, would you say?
He's definitely in the top 10. Definitely in the top 10, right? Like, if we're talking majors being the biggest one, right? Sarazen has more, Tom Watson has more, Gary Player obviously has more, and then you go into the deeper depths of the Hagans of the world and, players that obviously we didn't watch from 1892 to 1969.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And really only one. His last win was in 1936. So like how, but
it's tough to comment.
It is hard. He's definitely a top 10
I'm putting him somewhere
player.
around 7 or 8.
Yeah, he's definitely top 10 all time. I'm giving Phil's final U.S. Open a round where you're just terrible all day and you birdie the last.
Yeah.
Right, where it's just like, okay, we look back at it and you're like, okay, I see, there it was. I still have it, but just, multiple obviously finishes and second at the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open was the only major he's short of for a Grand Slam.
6th time he finished second.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He finished second 6 times.
6 times.
Wow.
99, 2002, 04, 06, 09, 13.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. And so it's unfortunate. I know, Ryan talked about who Phil is as a person off the golf course, and I got one for Phil later that I want to get to, but it's not the like driving off in the sunset.
No, it's not.
He's driving off in the sunset in a car that's on fire with 2 fingers in the air. And then he's turning around to come back.
Yeah.
And he's giving you the finger again. And he drives. I just don't know. I want some sort of, let's get the
fairy
Beatles back
ending
together somehow. It's just, because what the biggest bogey, it's a double, it's a triple, I'm going to call it a DQ, is the fact we're not going to get 10 to 15 years of Phil in the booth, because that would change the product.
Or even as a Ryder Cup captain or part of the Ryder Cup
I
group.
think at some point he will get the Ryder Cup captaincy. Like, I think at some point he's going to make an apology and do some sort of apology tour and change.
Do you think he needs to apologize though?
I mean, he ruined professional golf for his own benefit by basically without Phil pushing for like a secondary tour and for LIV and being that I think he was the first guy to sign on with them. Without him doing it, no one else goes. DJ's not going unless Phil goes. All these guys aren't going to that tour without him being behind the scenes and pushing.
And I mean, it's where my knowledge falls short, because I don't. You mentioned last week or the week before. I guess it wasn't just the going to LIV, but it was kind of like, okay,
the tour.
You've shot the guy, and now he's on the ground, and you run over to him and stab him in the back 10 times because there was there's, and again, I don't know what it is, but he has something against the PGA Tour, and I mean, ruining professional golf. So was
he wrong about everything? No, right? He talked about having this extra money and holding on to media rights you don't need to hold on to, and yada yada yada, and they've changed a lot of those things. Did we need to dilute the professional game for that to happen? Maybe in his mind, they did. And a lot of guys, I'm sure, like, yeah, thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
But from a fan standpoint, it sucks for us. And you hate to break it to you, you playing good golf is not the reason you make money. It's because of fans.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a product that they're selling. And, when you have we don't have to get deep into politics, but you got people on that other side of the world in the Middle East with unlimited money. It doesn't matter if they make money. What do they lose? $6 billion already? And
we're gonna get into that a little bit later on.
So it's just one of those ones where I just hope something changes in his mind. However, Phil's whole career has been up and down of how he's doing things, and right now it's just the stock. I don't think the stock could be lower.
Interesting. All right,
might be a good time to buy.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the meat of the year. Lots in this next quarter, July to September. I don't know. There's so much here. Where do you want to start here?
I mean, we missed May. We missed Scotty winning the PGA Championship in May, too.
Well, Scotty won so much. I got him down here in the later things. So we can't talk about Scotty all episode.
I mean, no, but third major, he picks up that win.
Yeah, and he's now lining up for the Grand Slam next year.
He's lining up for the Grand Slam next year at the U.S. Open. He won three times in that quarter. He won the Byron Nelson, he won the PGA, won the Memorial, 8 strokes, 5 strokes, 4 strokes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and talking about Phil, remember that hilarious tweet we'll put up, right?
Yeah.
My money's on Scotty not winning before the Ryder Cup.
Whoops.
Scotty Scheffler says, "Here, hold my beer," and I think he racks up 5 wins before the Ryder Cup.
Yeah. And it just shows how much we just expect of it because you didn't even put it down in the quarter.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, I think because we do have Scotty down here.
Well, you didn't put down in April.
No, not for
quarter 2. You're on a lot of vacation, I guess. Yeah. You had a sabbatical in quarter 2, and you're just learning now about Scotty having the dominate quarter.
I just don't want us to be giving Scotty Scheffler
let's talk about Ryan Fox. Let's talk about Ryan Fox instead of Scotty.
It's called diversification.
Yeah. Fair, sure.
This is the Scotty Scheffler episode.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Scotty, I mean,
I don't know where you start. We should have a section of Scotty Scheffler's wins.
They actually were doing on Golf Channel, I saw the other day. It was 12 days of Scotty.
Really?
And it's like, it's just each day they're showing a new 2-hour thing about Scotty's year or the last couple years or whatever it is. Tune in for about an hour and it's like, the guy is so damn good.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Well, and the reason did win the PGA Championship in May, but he had his coolest win of the year came later, which is why it's later on. So we'll get to that. But let's move on to Q3. So much going on here. Obviously, Ryder Cup at the end of September. Just so much. Where do we start here?
I think for most people, as crazy as this sounds, and if you asked me at the start of the year, would a YouTube golf video be the top? And I'm going to, as crazy as it sounds, outside of Rory, it might be the top story of the year is the Internet Invitational and YouTube golf in general absolutely exploded this year. And the Internet Invitational, when I first put it on, I was like, okay, is this going to be interesting? Okay, really big build-up. And then I was hooked. Like the minute it came out, I was like, well, I got to watch it right now because if not, it's going to get spoiled for me. It just shows, in my eyes, what it shows me. And I'm giving it an eagle. And I don't know how they're going to improve next year. And when you give a guy like Dave Portnoy the ability to just cause drama out there.
Yeah.
And that's what it was, right? There's drama out there, but there was also some good golf and there's some terrible golf.
But that's what he was going for, right? Like he came out with this concept with Robbie Berger and Bob Does Sports. A lot of people were saying, oh yeah, like bring some of the mini tour guys in. He's like, what are you talking about? That's exactly what I don't want.
Yeah.
I want people
Except the guy who won.
Well, but Brad, like, let's be honest, Brad Doherty is a YouTuber. Like, that's his career now, right? He's like, I want guys that play YouTube, and whether they're good or bad, whatever it is, pair them up. And but that series has over 25 million views on YouTube. Every single first episode, almost 7 million views. Every episode after that, 5, 4, 3 million views. The only criticism that I had, because yes, look, it is, it's not a golf tournament. Right? No, sorry, it is a golf tournament, but it's also a production.
It's a golf show.
Golf show. The first 4 episodes, did a great job of balancing the line between YouTube golf and reality TV.
Absolutely, yeah.
The final episode crossed that line. And it was still good, but it wasn't, the finale actually wasn't my favorite, because I was like, this is hard to say it was overproduced, but again, I felt like I was watching, the Real Housewives of Atlanta or something, as opposed to a YouTube golf video.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think they showed LIV something. And what I mean by that is LIV put in what? We're going to get to it apparently. I don't know. I didn't read your notes.
Yeah.
They lost X amount of billions of dollars out there trying to create a product that no one cares about. Right. Yeah. And Portnoy and his crew at Barstool, whether you like them or not, doesn't really matter.
Probably came up with this over a couple of beers.
Let's say they put a couple million into it.
Let's say it's $1 million in prize money. You've got to expect with, I'm guessing they paid for travel. It's less than $5 million he put into this.
For that,
I would,
to probably get way more views than LIV did all year.
25 million views, like.
And I get YouTube does views differently than how the TV does, and yada 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 yada. We don't need to get into that,
but no, the compared to a Sunday at a PGA Tour event or a major, which is like 3 million views. Again, you're comparing apples with oranges, but I totally agree with you. If you come up to someone with $5 million, you're like, hey, you could invest in LIV, or you could pay for this YouTube video, which is going to get 25 million views. Like, I'm doing that.
Like if I'm LIV, and this is crazy. This is a thought that just came to my mind. Like I go, how can I make my tour that?
Well, they tried to do it with the Jewels this year.
Sure, but it's so stiff, right? Like, how can we mic up these guys? Can we? But it's still like they're not really playing for anything. Imagine they had the players all mic'd up through the round and all of that stuff. And like, if you're gonna lose money.
Oh, sorry, you mean in the actual LIV Golf?
Let's lose money experimenting in a different product. The product isn't different. When you watch a LIV event,
oh no, it's exactly the same.
It's all the commentaries they took. Yeah.
The only thing that was different is that you had a shotgun start in 54 holes with no cuts. Now it's 72 holes. I guess they're still doing the shotgun, but the shotgun. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Is what I'm saying.
Might be like, hey, you want to come here? We paid you $3 million. You're putting on a microphone.
Oh,
and you're going to say whatever the hell you want, and everything you say, we're not babying you at all.
Do whatever you want.
So if you want to go out and say, say something you shouldn't, well, it's getting aired, right?
Yep.
And like, that's going to be entertainment.
Yep.
But instead they're just like, oh, we'll just shorten it. Nah, no, you know what? Never mind. We're gonna go to say, and that tour, and I have some good buddies that play out on that tour and caddy out on that tour, and maybe more friendly with some of them, but they love being on that tour because everybody would, right? Like,
because you're making a shitload of money.
Like I'm sure a bunch of the caddies right now, they're like, fuck, 72 holes again. What the hell? And now, and when they first got out there, they had the private planes and the caddies flew with everybody, and that's all changed. And there's certain things they can eat in the dining, and there is differences. They're not treated like crap like at sometimes on the PGA Tour, but the product at the end of the day is not great at all. And if I'm the brain trust up there, I'm looking at that and going, do we hire Dave Portnoy? Like, you know what I mean? Like something crazy like that? Yeah. Like, how do we do something different on this tour that's going to make it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think Dave Portnoy would go anywhere, but...
No, but you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Thought.
I agree. Going back to the Internet Invitational, I'm with you. This is an eagle for me. This is one of the, whether you like it or not, this was one of the biggest storylines of 2025. In terms of, you asked the question, I don't know how they make it bigger or better next year. Portnoy came out and suggested that it might be 10 million prize money next year. I hope they don't do that. I think as soon as you go into $10 million prize money, I think you're going to lose a lot of that special sauce, which is the guys joking around, making it content. At the end of the day, right, it was $1 million, $333,000 for the winners. Let's say $250K after taxes, right? Which is a lot of money, right? But a lot of these guys they're already driving around in McLarens and Bentleys and stuff anyway. As soon as you make it $10 million and someone can win $2.5 million, you're in a different ball field now, right?
But also, it doesn't look at the PGA Tour. Yeah, all the prizes went up. It didn't make the product any different.
No.
So why do you need to do that?
No, I don't think you need to. But I think it would make the product worse because a lot of these, some people call them manufactured moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to happen when there's $10 million on the line. I think they happen when there's $1 million on the line.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's $10 million. It becomes very serious.
Yeah. But, it was, again, might be the story of the year outside of Rory was just YouTube golf in general.
Oh, it's I mean, I was watching Grant this morning. Every video he puts out now within 48 hours has 1.5 million views. Crazy. It's massive. Crazy. Alrighty. Next one, and this is be interesting to see. I mean, we can literally give this one a score if you want to. But John Daly, obviously now playing on the PGA Champions Tour, in a moment that was reminiscent of Kevin Costner in Tin Cup, records the highest ever score in a single hole in Champions Tour history with a 19 on a par 5 at the Sanford Invitational.
Sick. My score is sick.
He took trying to get over the water. He took 7 drops. So obviously was not Steve Williams, and he had plenty of balls in his bag. Trying to get it over the water. Finally does so. 7 penalty strokes, 7 lost balls. Absolutely
crazy how that many golf balls. I've never seen a golf bag in any rounds I've ever caddied have more than 6.
Yeah. So withdrew after the first round, shooting an 88, which with a 19 on the scorecard, and 88's, I mean, it's not bad.
One of those ones, if I just had a par, I would have been 69.
But, this is, it's crazy because, he had this one, but I looked around, I was like, how many times has John Daly done this? He had a 13 on a hole at the John Deere in 2011. He had an 11 at Pinehurst in his last US Open. And he also had the year that Tiger won by 15 strokes at Pebble Beach. He had a 14 at the US Open in 2000. Just crazy storyline. So we can give that, I don't even know what we call this.
I can't do the math.
Yeah, I can't do the math, but I'm giving this a 19.
I mean, he actually, according to your notes here, also had an 18 at Bay Hill.
Sorry, I missed that one
as well.
Yes, that the hole where Bryson drove the water.
He's beat it.
Yeah, he's beat it.
He's beat it with a 19. I give it a conceded match on 2.
No, we're going Stephen Ames 9-8 versus Tiger Woods.
Yeah, but like he conceded it. Like
he's like, I played 1 hole, I'm done.
John Daly, like I'm sure there's been some documentaries out there on him, but that's the one where like a true Netflix 10-parter would be unbelievable.
Well, and I mean, obviously, is talking about YouTube golf. He did a match versus Grant Horvat and Phil Mickelson.
Was it the one where he had no shoes on?
I think that was the one with Bryson.
Okay,
but this one he turned up. I think he hit 1 shot on the range. He got the guy at the front to dump a tray of his what does he call Good Boy? He's got non-carbonated vodka drinks or something. A whole tray in his golf cart. Hits 1 on the range and straight onto the course. But his son, John Daly Jr., I mean, extremely good golfer.
Yeah, I think he's turning pro next year. I think I heard that. So that'll be...
Hits it a mile, just like his dad. And John Daly still hits it like 290. And he's, unreal.
Yeah, one of those careers you just...
Netflix documentary would be
Netflix
sick.
doc would be sweet.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Scotty. Because you would bypass him for probably Tommy Fleetwood winning the 30-man field, 29.
No, Brian Campbell winning the Mexico Open.
Right. Scotty won the Open at Royal Portrush. The Open's my favorite championship of the year.
Well, and that's why I put it down.
Yeah, and it was almost awesome to see him win the Open, awesome to see him there. Is this his first time winning overseas too, if I'm not mistaken? Because he doesn't travel much. Let me just take a quick look.
Won the President's Cup. What, did you count that?
No, this is his first professional
win outside of the U.S.?
That's his first professional win outside the U.S., outside of maybe, one of those, like outside of
The major tours.
Yeah, North America or whatever. Like, I don't know where the Pro Core. No, the Pro Core was in California this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing one here, but yeah.
But the fact that it was the Open and just domination from start to finish.
Unfortunately, it almost made it boring on Sunday. Because you knew he wasn't throwing it away.
No, he ended up winning by 4. I think he was leading by 5 or 6 at one point. Highlight for me was the fart hole.
Sick. That was sick.
So he had, was it 17? I can't remember. It's a relatively short wedge in.
Yeah.
And hits it, ball like reaches the peak, and there's just someone just rips this massive fart on the broadcast. And the guys, it hits it to 2 feet, by the way. Guys in the booth are cracking up, and not everyone thought it was a fan, but it comes out, he's on a podcast with someone the next week, and he's like, yeah, that was me.
That was me. We need to see more of that out of Scotty. That's the thing. Just more personality.
Character.
And he's got a ton of it, and I don't think they give him enough room for it. Yeah. But like, I think he was doing some YouTube golf stuff this year.
Well, he did a match with Grant. And again, I think this TaylorMade has done a good job. It seems like, they have Colin's done a bunch, Scotty's done some, Ted Scott, Nelly. I think they are starting to realize that angle. So yeah, exactly right. But just quickly, as the golf course aficionado that you are, like, to go -17, win by 4 strokes at Royal Portrush. Like, we're not talking about, Kapalua here. Like, no. This is a tough golf course.
Super, super tough. I've never been there. Unfortunately, I'm planning to obviously get there at some point.
Yeah.
But conditions, with the Open, it is a very condition-based event, right? Mm-hmm. And we talked about that at like St. Andrews, right? When Cam Smith won, right? Like perfect weather all week, dry. And, you looked at, I believe it was Friday when Scotty made a big move.
64.
Yeah, 64. Like, just absolutely great conditions out there. And then Saturday, another 4 under. And, the rest of the field, there's a couple guys that got to, Harris English got to 13, got to 12, which he was, that he was a big hot thing in
it was a big,
3. Yeah. But like the rest of the field wasn't really that deep, right? Like we're talking 7 guys got to double digits, 8, 9 guys, whatever it is. Yeah, Portrush, that wasn't the same Portrush when Shane Lowry won, and it was blowing and windy and everything. And that's what makes the Open great, is when the weather plays the biggest part in those tournaments. So it is
even power or -15.
Yeah, exactly. It's an absolutely amazing venue and just a really cool part of the world with some very, very unique and difficult history that, if you haven't, go on YouTube, there's some great documentaries on just the troubles of Northern Ireland. And a lot of people think of the troubles in the past, and there's a lot that still goes on. And we talk, in Belfast still, there's literal walls that shut down at night and block 2 parts of the cities. And, we're talking about a country we were in, and you would never know that this is part of this country. And yes, it is. And yes, it isn't. And that difficult history. And then you go and win in a small town like that of Portrush. And we talk about Cabot being a small town. Like, it's not much bigger, obviously a lot more infrastructure there, but that's just what makes the Open so unique. And a lot of people just watch it for the golf tournament and that's it, and they don't know what else is around that area. And when we go to Northern Ireland, it's so much different than when we go to Royal St. George's or a lot of those posh places in England. Like, you can go play Portrush next year if you want to. It's gonna be hard to get a tee time, but you can, and you're gonna be like, whoa, this is where they played the Open, this little town. And when we went to Lahinch, they're hosting the Walker Cup there next year, right? That town is like, I don't know, 10,000 people, right? Like, it's so tiny. And
so just quickly, and I don't want to go over time too much, but going back to the Canadian Open, right? Well, like these courses can't host these things, these big events. How do these courses do it then?
Well, with the difference in Canada per se is space on the golf courses, like there's obviously way more trees in Canada and the US and on the golf courses there. I'm not saying there's more trees in Canada, the US. I don't know. I'm sure there is. Canada's really big, right? But like a grandstand, you can put grandstands in a lot of. You played in Ireland.
Okay.
Think about Lahinch.
You can put it everywhere,
like behind the 18th hole. You put a huge grandstand there. There's a lot more space out there. And then on top of that, let's say Portrush doesn't have the space for huge crowds to stay there, but there's like the next town's 20 minutes down the road or an hour down the road versus like something like Cabot.
It's just nothing.
Like, look where that it would be like imagining like if you look up Old Head, the golf course in Ireland, like them playing down there, there is nothing down. There's nothing you could have done with that piece of property other than probably put a golf course on, other than like farmland, right? And the fact they even put a golf course on is insane. But you couldn't put anything there. The next town is who the hell knows where. So it's
mixture of on-course logistics plus, okay, what is the surrounding
and
areas?
It also comes back to forcing history for the right reasons, and if it's a really good golf course, they're going to keep coming back. Like when you go to St. Andrews, you're going to be like, where do they put the grandstands? Oh no, they put it on that road, right? They're blocking a road, and it's building it straight up in the air, and then over there, and they have another golf course. And same with Portrush, there's 2 golf courses on property, so then you can put everything else out there, and that's why TPC was really good for that. There's another golf course on property that they can put, tour vans and yada and all these different things. So I don't know enough about the logistics of picking a golf course, but at the end of the day, when you pick a great venue, great results happen, great champions happen. Yeah. And rarely when you have a really, really good golf course, do you get, one of these fake winners out of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here, and again, we mentioned July to September. There's a lot, so maybe we'll call these next 3. I mean, I'm calling them honorable mentions, but they're big moments in their own right. We spoke a little bit about the LPGA earlier, but just an awesome playoff win by Grace Kim at the Evian Championship for her first major.
Fake major.
If you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. But tied with Gino Titicol, who, as we mentioned, new world number 1. Kind of on the first playoff hole, slices her second shot into the shed, has to take a drop, chips in for birdie, stays alive, and goes on to win the playoff. That was an unreal moment.
So good. It was good. I hate that golf course though, and there's been a lot of talk in the past, I believe.
What golf courses do you like? Apart from St. Andrews.
No, I mean, there was a time where the best players in the world even play in this major because of it just not feeling like a major. This golf, like, do yourself a favor next time you're on TrackMan, go and play this venue, and you'll be like, this is the dumbest golf course.
That's
TrackMan.
It also seems weird to me to have a major that is named after a sponsor.
Well, I mean, the LPGA is different in that sense, right? Is that the money and the views aren't the same.
Sure.
Like every major there is after a sponsor.
Okay.
Right. So technically the PGA Championship is after a sponsor in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Loosely, I guess. But I think, like the KPMG Women's Open and AIG Women's Open, the KPMG PGA Championship, like they all have that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's more just the differences in that game. But it was a great venue. Not great venue, great
finish.
Cut that. Great finish. Insane finish if you think about it. Who chips in after a drop and then
she's dead in the water literally.
Yeah.
And comes back and the second playoff hole eagles it to win.
Yeah. It was but at the end of the day, super, super highly entertaining, and Gino unfortunately couldn't pick up that first major, and I'm sure she'll win 5 next year.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Tommy obviously won for the first time.
You say cool. That very flat.
Well, it was great. Like, I wanted Tommy to win, but there was 29 people in the field because I believe Sepp Straka pulled out due to his...
No cut.
Yeah, no cut. It was the best of the PGA Tour that year. What made it great, and I'll give it a birdie still. I'm not giving it better than a birdie. What made it great was losing the week before or 2 weeks
twice.
before.
He was in the lead twice that year. I can't remember the first one. The second one was the most notable. That was the Keegan. Travelers with Keegan, 2-shot swing on the last hole, and you just saw we spoke about Mito Pereira last week, and by no means did Tommy throw away a major, but for him to the reason I had this here, I think the mental fortitude to come back, and yes, it was a no-cut event, It was still the Tour Championship, and he had never won on the PGA Tour, and to come back and do that, and pretty dominantly too, like won by 3 strokes. That was I'm giving it a birdie too. It wasn't the greatest storyline of the year, but after seeing the pain he went through in those other 2 events, there is no other player in PGA Tour history that has come second more than Tommy Fleetwood.
I did not know that.
So that it's an honorable mention for me.
What's crazy to me, it's more in my brain. Can you, when you're playing golf, like think back to some of the best rounds, can you go back and repicture every shot you've hit and which club you probably hit? Like, do you have that memory?
Not
like, you know,
ever.
some people.
Not every, like if you talk about us going to La Hench last year, there's some, and I don't know why, some of the ones that I can remember were not good shots. So I don't know why I remember them. Some of the ones were good. So yeah, if you told me, okay, you shot 78 at La Hench, I can remember maybe 10 of those shots.
Okay. Which I'm that same way, right?
Yeah.
I have other buddies that can
recall
club championship from 2009 and you know,
what about your club championship from like 3 years ago?
Tough start. Yeah. Had the yips. But I'm going to test you. I know what club he hit into the Travelers when he lost and what
pitching
club
wedge.
he won. Yeah. Like how do I remember that? You should have hit 9 iron instead of pitching wedge. Like that stuff is in my brain, but I couldn't tell you what I did on the 17th hole.
Well, I mean, I think
wherever.
it's the magnitude of the situation. All he needed to do was put it on the green and 2-putt in the end to go to a playoff.
Mm-hmm.
He hit wedge, came up short. Keegan hit 9 iron. So all of that put together, but I know what you mean. Like, why does that stick in your brain?
No idea. No idea.
Last one, we've already spoken it. We don't need to speak about this for a long time. We have to mention it though. Obviously, Ryder Cup, US got their asses handed to. Probably the biggest storyline out of the Ryder Cup this year was the crowds.
Yeah, the crowd. I mean, what did they expect?
Is it that bad? Do you think it's that bad?
Yeah, I do. I do think it's that bad. You had the starting announcer starting a "fuck you, Rory"
Oh yeah,
chant.
that was bad. Really bad.
If that's the person you are paying,
I don't think it was the starting. I think it was they had like an MC for the crowd.
She
wasn't
MC.
She wasn't on the broadcast. But
either way, she was a
she was not.
She was
meant
a
to be
paid employee.
Yes, exactly.
So if that's that, what else? What they were going through, the Ryder Cup. When we look back in 10 years on this Ryder Cup, there's gonna be so many great storylines. Like Fino, Tommy's caddy, almost fought Ted Scott.
Oh yeah,
that guy is massive. By the way, like he's 6'6". He's
that's not the first.
big.
That's not the first time it's happened with Ted Scott. That's happened with
Ted's got
Francisco Molinari's caddy
Ted's
too.
got a little bit of a. Yeah, he can get feisty for sure.
And he's not a small dude.
No, he's not. But he's not thick.
He's not thick. But he's what?
I'd rather fight him than Tommy's caddy in a second. Yeah. I don't think you and I together could beat up Tommy's caddy. I know you probably had a few fisticuffs from your years in Kiwi land.
I was a good boy.
But I think he'd give us a couple Glasgow handshakes right to the face. We'd be done.
Is he Englishman?
He's from.
Oh yes. He's tall. He's solid. He's tatted up everywhere.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, you're tatted up everywhere, but you're not that tough.
People think so because of the beard and the tats, and they're like, "Oh, those are pipe cleaner arms."
Take the beard away, you lose half your face.
Oh yeah, it's gone. Just sink into yourself. Yeah. But no, the Ryder Cup was amazing. I actually was watching the singles.
Well, it wasn't
today.
Amazing though. The Sunday was good.
As a person that's going to cheer for Europe every single time, it was very entertaining. The Saturday kind of stunk because of the second session kind of stunk because they were blowing away, and then the singles was like, oh, you're just like, okay, let's just get it over with. It's gonna be over an hour, and then it got really damn good.
Sunday got really good. And it got good at those moments where they're like, they are sending Colin and Harris out again. And you watch the first 3 holes hoping that something miraculous is going to happen. No, it's not. They're going to get their ass handed to again.
Yeah. So in the end, it's going to be a highlight of the year. And I think what it's going to do is it's just going to ramp up next year even more. And at least you got that out of it, that there was the back and forth between players and the fans and everything, that in Adair Manor is that place. Ireland is not like and second time I use this word, a posh place. Like they are not
it's a friendly place.
They're not about that kind of fancy lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. Adair Manor might be the fanciest place in all of Ireland. Mm-hmm. Like there is a bird. I don't even know what to call it, where you like put the big thing on your arm and they throw the eagles out and they'll land on your arm. Like that's on property of this insane hotel.
I mean, I've only ever played it on TrackMan, but it even feels nice on TrackMan.
Oh yeah, and it's apparent like from the videos I've watched, it's like Augusta-esque in the sense of like, I remember the one guy, I believe is No Laying Up, he was saying he would, he'd break a tee, right, hitting a drive, and he'd throw it beside the tee marker thinking someone else will use it. And then after about 8 holes, he looked back and his caddy would be picking up the broken tee. Like there's nothing out of place. It's one of those places that when you are at that type of place, then the type of fans that are going to show up at that type of place. So it'll be interesting if they're like let loose based on the other side of things, but I don't see that.
We've spoken about the European. The Europeans are just far more tasteful with their chants and their heckles. They're not coming after anyone's family or anything like that. But
it's debatable. I think they're more. I think they're more unique.
Yeah, fair.
Tasteful. It depends, I guess, where you are. Maybe
tasteful's maybe not.
Yeah,
the
maybe
quite
go to
right
a
word.
Celtics versus Rangers game and see how tasteful it is. Yeah.
All right, wrapping up with the more quieter part of the year. So, these next few, you've written down a little secret one here, so I'm looking forward to getting to that. But final quarter of the year, obviously as things ramp down, we've spoken out TGL, which, as of the time we're recording this, again, we mentioned will be airing tonight, so looking forward to that. But a couple I wanted to touch on, PNC Championship, which is, of course,
Did you actually watch it?
No, I didn't. Well, I watched highlights. But the reason I put it on here, like, who the fuck cares? Like, is this a joke? Like, what? Like, scrambles are for fundraisers. They are for charities. Is this I don't know. I don't think this is a charity tournament.
I don't know what it is.
Like, they should be reserved for YouTube. They should be reserved for people like us or people raising money. I didn't watch this year, but last year Bernard Langer got to. Because it's a scramble, he teed. Well, he didn't literally tee it up, but there was a little like sand rock in the bunker. So he's going to have to hit a wedge or an iron, but he tees it up and he hits a 3-wood onto the green. Mm-hmm. Also, not to mention they do the tee boxes by age. So he's over a certain age, he gets to play a tee box up. Like it's just. Point being, winning score this year with the Matt Kuchar and his son was -33. Like, what are we doing here?
It's just an entertainment one. I
Is
think.
it? It's not even entertaining though.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only year it was probably entertaining is when it was Tiger and Charlie, because everyone's like, "Oh, is Charlie going to be as good as Tiger?"
Yeah, if it went away, no one would notice.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't even have a take on it. It's just
this is a 2-ball lost quad bogey for me.
It just exists for the sake of existing at this point, and I think it does get views because. There's certain players that are out there that people want to watch, and that's.
But even like it's normally like father son, father daughter, like some kind of family member relations, and like if this was like, hey, like my son or my daughter, like they're turning professional or they're a top amateur or something like that, and look, most of the kids are good golfers, but then like. They're like scratch golfers. Like it's not even like, oh, I'm going to watch this because this kid's going to be on the tour in 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, even Charlie, everyone thinks that guy's going to be out there. If you look at his scores right now in this
hot take, I don't think he's going to make it.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, who the hell knows? He's got all the resources in the world, right? He's 16 years old, and bodies change drastically at that point for the next kind of 3 years. Who knows what will happen? And it's not like he'll run out of money trying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, if but I'm sure his dad also is going to tell him like, hey, like that's enough. Like you're not going to make it at this point. You've tried. But yeah, people thinking, Charlie's going to win majors, and maybe he will, but like the chances are so little.
It's so slim.
Happening. Yeah, there was the other thing that happened that kind of obviously for most people gets brushed over. Like in October, Champions Tour decide we're done with Q School. I give this an absolute birdie. No, if you look at the Champions Tour. Order of merit, right? And I'll pull it up, sorry, real quick here.
What's the order of merit?
Like, so that's just basically who's the top players, right, on the Champions Tour. The names you want to see on there are going to be the names, a couple that are up there, like a Stuart Sink, great career on the PGA Tour, Miguel Angel Jimenez, Ernie Els. That is why this tour exists. It exists for, and at some point, we are going to be like, oh, there's Ricky. There's like Duffner should be out there in a couple of years. There's so-and-so. Like those, there's Rory will never, maybe Rory will play. Like,
well, to your point earlier about Phil, it's there for them to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. And cool. Like, and Ryan French would probably be rolling over in northern Illinois right now, or Michigan, sorry, where he is right now, because he loves the idea. Someone said not everything in golf needs to be a meritocracy.
Yeah.
That's not why this tour exists. And then you got guys like Steven Alker, cool, didn't have a career, got in, and now he's top 3.
Man,
like,
bag on my New Zealander again.
Yeah, but who cares? Steve? Who the hell is Steve Allen?
No, I agree with you. It's like we're tuning into these people because they are the people that we saw growing up playing top level golf.
Exactly. Like
we do not care about someone who got good at golf when they were 40 years old and qualified into the Champions Tour.
And sure, have your Monday qualifiers to get out there. Sure, cool. That may add 2 a week, whatever. That could be interesting stories, but we don't need to be having 10 spots a year to some guy who yucked it up on mini tours forever and never got through Q school and somehow made his way into this tour, and now like no one's watching it for
those storylines.
Yeah, like let's say for some reason I get really good at golf and now at 50 I get on the Champions Tour. No one cares.
I'll watch you.
You will. Yeah, that's it. My mom won't watch, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be like nobody cares about those stories. That's not why it exists. It would be like the NBA All-Star Game bringing in Kevin Hart, right? They're not watching the All-Star Game.
I think they did that 2 years ago.
Well, no, they had the celebrity side of things, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to exist, or like some street baller or whatever it is. And so I think is it really going to make the product better? Who knows? The Tiger effect might change the Champions Tour completely, and it's going to show there's going to be a huge rise in ratings once Tiger gets out there. But do we need anybody can get their chance out there? And if you want a good laugh, you should like go and look up some some Monday scores for some of these events.
Really?
The delusion amongst delusional trying to qualify.
Talking like 80s or 90s?
We're talking, I know a guy that shot 116.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's based on that, I'm giving this a birdie as well. Like that's a waste of time.
Oh,
absolute waste of time.
It's money though. That's the thing. So like everybody's paying $500 to go out there.
But they're not making money.
I shot 68 at my local course from 6,200 yards. Well, they're still playing 67, 6,800 yards out there, whatever they're playing. Right. It's just, that was a huge birdie for me.
Yep.
And then obviously the one that during last week's, basically the minute we got off last week's episode.
Literally, we called it Brooks is leaving LIV. So there was a lot of speculation earlier this year. Fred Couples comments, as we already mentioned, citing spending more time with family, which ironically was almost verbatim the same line that was spun when he went to LIV. Now, like, I think it's an important caveat here because I'm a big fan of Brooks. Like, there's not many golfers that I don't like, and I am a big fan of Brooks. So, like, the criticism that I have here is not directed really necessarily at Brooks at all. Like, he's had a tough time with his wife and his family, had the miscarriage, all of that. And, you know, I think he's looking after himself, looking after for his family. But, you know, I just hope to see him back on the PGA Tour. You know, when he went to LIV, we say that he's had a slump in form, and he definitely has. He still won 5 times on LIV and became the first LIV player to win a major at the PGA Championship. But really, since then, like, nothing much happening. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what's next for him.
Over under 0.5 events Brooks plays on the PGA Tour in the year of 2026.
I mean, I definitely want to say
majors obviously don't count.
It's so majors don't count.
No.
PGA Tour events. Yeah. Well, if there is, so we know for a fact that if he does want to come back, the earliest he'll be able to come back is August.
Do we know that for, like, according to old documents?
Well, sorry.
Old rulings.
If the rules stand as they stand today, that's what it will be. Now, as we discussed, like, I think it would be a great thing for the PGA Tour to say, hey, you've won 5 majors. Like,
Yeah, the
you can
5
come back,
major rule.
like, whatever it is. But if nothing changes, August next year will be the earliest he can come back. If he's been unhappy, you know, there's one or two ways this can go. He's legitimately unhappy. And he's like, I'm not going to play golf for a year or whatever it is. And so he just completely takes it off. Or he's still hungry. He actually just did not like LIV. So I'm going to go with what I want to see, which is over. I want to see him back on the PGA Tour next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if at some point in August someone gives him a sponsor's exemption or something along those lines to bring him back. I have no idea. But if I'm the PGA Tour, I'm like, I already said it. You win 5 majors, you can come back to.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like you win 20 PGA Tour events, you get lifetime membership.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
similar,
and he never
thing.
gave up his membership. He just walked away. They suspended him, right? So,
well, yeah, he never walked
versus
away.
DJ, I think, gave up his membership, which
Well,
is
I
different.
think
but he does have a lifetime membership. So does Phil. So like it's That's what I mean. Phil, you didn't need to do all this. So again, it just makes
talking about Phil. You've got something about Phil written down here, and this is a complete mystery to me. So I'm looking forward to what this is.
December for Phil has just been, and November, all of the last quarters has been, Phil's
Crazy.
Twitter has been off the rails.
If you're not on X or Twitter, I don't know, just go on, have a look.
It's basically, let's be honest, Twitter is dead. Like golf Twitter is dead. X is basically dead. Like you get rid of
I disagree with that take, but
when
we
you
can
get rid of a
later.
timeline, and now like I don't even get to see the stuff I'm following. It's way too confusing. I barely spend any time on there.
Yeah.
But like the one he had in December, he basically was trying to talk about immigration in the States.
God. So we really are getting into politics now.
And like, I think he, if I'm not mistaken, quoted like North Korea not having illegal immigration because they just execute these people. And like his other examples are Russia and other countries that, you know, have some
good countries to look up to.
Yeah, like just, and then like the Sable offshore stuff that's going on, and whether we want to get into the other stuff he's tweeted about. The guy, it's really drunk grandpa with a with a microphone at this. It's so,
come on, Phil. I won't speak to Stephen. I like you, Phil. Come on.
I don't know you. I enjoy it, but just
come on back.
Someone get this guy some therapy. Because I have no idea what. So that's basically like from a golf Twitter standpoint, that's all I've been seeing. From December.
Golf, in my mind, golf Twitter's alive and well. It's a cesspool. It's a cesspool of shit, and you got to troll through for the good stuff. But in terms of the volume, there's lots going on. But
this journalist had a quote, and they basically said, and they were talking about it on the No Laying Up podcast, but like Twitter used to be like a house party, and like you go into different rooms, and like there was some weird shit in certain rooms, and you'd check it out and be like, okay, that's not for me.
Yeah.
But now it's just like you go into this house party, and it's just everything's weird, and you don't want to be there.
It's just heavy metal, and every room,
and everyone's yelling at each other, and it's like I didn't even just tell me the details I had before. So now I basically just use Twitter. Like, here's the 10 accounts I want. I just set the notification on to give me a notification when they tweet, and it's like, cool. Like that's, you get, it isn't the product it is. What a terrible investment by Elon Musk. Like he's got to lost so much money.
Well, he doesn't care though.
No.
Anyway. All right. This is again a bunch of fun, but let's quickly wrap up with a look forward to next year.
Yeah.
I've written some down here, but throw anything you want in. Some storylines, well, not even storylines, but things we think might happen, what to look out for. So first one for me, and it didn't really happen after April, but I think there was just probably so much emotion there. But is 2026 onwards, do we see the floodgates now open for Rory with the monkey off his back at the Masters?
I mean, he was kind of a pissant the rest of the year too.
He was.
He was dink for a while. Like I don't know what the hell happened.
And even
there.
recently, he's even said, like, he's like, this is not a direct quote, but he's basically said, I don't care. And I've basically done everything that I wanted to do in this game. I'm going to play golf where I want to play golf and how often I want to play golf because I want to have fun.
Which I totally respect.
Sure.
Now, like the way he was kind of just pissy with the media, pissy with certain people.
It was weird.
I think someone told me he changed his phone number 3 times this year.
Really?
So like he got rid of a bunch of people that would have had it, which good for him.
Yeah.
Like, I think that like at that level, people need to do that more often.
Well, and stole the kid's phone at the PGA Champion at the Players
that
too.
Was sick.
Yeah,
that
funny.
was sick. Yeah, I don't know. I think do I think he wins another major next year? I don't think he wins one next year.
See, I'm going the opposite. I'm saying
Yeah.
he wins 2 next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, again, for all the criticism, like this guy's been through so much. And look, you can glorify it all you want. He's got all the money in the world. He's never going to run out of money. But almost went through the divorce. Everything in his game. Like look, I think he probably looks back and wishes he maybe carried himself a little bit differently in some of these situations. But it's incredibly tough. But anyway, I think the floodgates open. I hope to see the floodgates open.
Okay.
You going the other way?
He's gonna win like 3 or 4 events. It's just what he does. He's so good.
Just a casual 3 or 4 events on the PGA
Yeah,
Tour.
I think he will. I think he gets 3 wins.
Well, he's 40 now. Is he 40?
No, he's 36. He's 89 as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think we're the same age.
Every other time we've quoted someone's age on this podcast, you've been wrong. So
Okay, cool.
Is this going to be the first time? Oh, you're right. It's
Nice.
36. Oh, he's born in 89. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Looks
literally
like-
what I just said.
He looks older than that.
Oh,
Do I look older than that?
you don't have kids.
Yeah. Okay, next one. And so I'm going to go out on a limb here. Next year is the I really try to be bipartisan here. I don't have a vendetta against LIV, but next year is the year we see their decline.
Of what?
Well, it has, whether you
How
like
do you
it
go
or
from
not,
0 to 0?
whether you like it or not, LIV has been growing. It's been growing in terms of viewership. It's been growing in terms of
So is my hair. Yeah.
Pull it off for the
Yeah, like
No, your hair hasn't been growing.
my hair can grow too. It's not going to grow long.
No, but I think that whether the trajectory has been steep or it has been going up, I actually think next year we see that turn around, go the other way. So just to put it into perspective,
Well, they're at a weird spot because Bryson's now publicly coming out about his negotiations. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, well, I think they're coming up. A lot of those marquee signings, I think they did were for 4 years, right? Next year is the 4th year. So you got like Bryson,
Lee Westwood, DJ. I think DJ re-signed.
Yeah, so you got like for me, it's a tipping point. Now, the thing with Brooks leaving, for me, I think that's the first domino to go. And when I say the first domino, I don't necessarily mean there's going to be a bunch of other people leave. There might be. But I just think that takes whatever wind they had in their sails, it takes a huge amount of wind out of their sails. And look, let's put it in perspective, right? Estimated at the moment that they're spending $1.5 to $2 billion a year for revenue of anywhere from 50 to 200 million. Now, at the same time, this is the Saudi Private Investment Fund. They manage somewhere between 700 to 900 billion in assets. So $5 billion is like pocket change for them. And people have even said they've labeled this as what they call a strategic soft power investment, which basically means they are not doing this for the money.
It's sports washing.
It's sports washing, brand of the all that kind of stuff, right? But to me, there comes a point like, how much longer will they keep pumping that money in? But even if they keep pumping the money in, I just think next year it declines.
Yeah, I think the Bryson stuff is crazy because that guy has so much leverage. That guy could say, "All right, you're not giving me enough. I'll just go and do YouTube golf every day, and I will make more money than that anyway."
Well, they say he made like 750 to $1 million off YouTube alone this year. And he probably spent a whole bunch anyway. But to your point, every player that leaves is more leverage now for the players that are there.
Yeah.
And if you're, talk about investments, right? That's not what you want to do with investments. You want your investment spread across lots of leverage points. So yeah, that's my call. I'll probably be totally wrong, but
no, I think it's big. It's a trend it's a year they got to figure something out for sure.
Definitely. 2 more to finish up. Solheim Cup next year.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Solheim Cup's awesome.
Yeah,
so
really,
sick.
really awesome. Like the amount of reels that came out of the one last year. Like, and again, if you haven't watched women's golf, or if you have some piece of ego or something that doesn't let you watch women's golf, do us a favor and just watch it for a day. Like, these guys are so good. So
Well,
good.
they're girls.
What's that?
They're girls.
No, sorry, but I'm these guys, these girls are so good. My bad.
Women, to be specific.
Yes,
actually.
yeah, exactly. But they are like it's incredible golf.
Yeah, no, this Solheim Cup's so sweet.
Yeah,
any type of team golf like that where it's actually competitive, unlike the President's Cup, is sick, and the Solheim Cup is certified sick.
Yeah,
no, it's so good. And that one, I actually didn't realize they're going to the Netherlands. That's even cooler. They don't do a lot of that. Obviously, the Ryder Cup, Europe and US, and Solheim Cup's a little bit different in that sense, so they can kind of move around a little bit more. So unless I guess Netherlands is in Europe.
Netherlands is in Europe. Stay in school, kids.
But they don't really do too much of that. I guess they've gone to France and Spain and wherever. You Googling it just to confirm?
No, Netherlands is definitely in Europe.
Okay,
I'm just looking up where they might have previously played.
A lot of places, but
it's Europe versus the US as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. They experiment a little bit more.
Okay,
what I meant to say. And watch it. You'll love it.
Yeah,
and then TGL, as we mentioned, starting up tonight. About 20 minutes from now, after we finish this podcast, they'll be starting up, and just something to watch through the winter, I guess.
Two things for me with TGL this year. Obviously, some of those hole redesigns, they look awesome.
Yeah,
I don't think any of them to me have looked terrible. Big storyline for me in TGL is going to be the tech. I think obviously they didn't say it last year, but as you mentioned, you got guys going in warming up with their GC Quads TrackMans, and they're pretty strange to be doing that. It's
a tough look.
That's a tough look, and
I got to figure out my numbers on my system, so then I know what it is on that. And I think you had a couple of wry looks last year from players after hitting shots. Yeah, so the tech is going to be. I'm going to have my eye on that for sure. I got one more thing,
okay,
because I want to do this, and then I'm going to make you do it next week for yours. I wrote down a couple goals for myself.
Okay.
2026 golf goals.
All right.
Looking ahead. And then I just want you to react to a few of them and get your thoughts on them.
I'll just be an emoji wall over here.
Yeah. I got 8.
Okay.
Let's call it 8. So first one, I want to play with my dad at least 5 times. I think I only played 2 with him this year, maybe 3. Good. Just a good wholesome goal.
Yeah, met Rob for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully I can get out. It seems like a great time.
Yeah. Terrible golfer. Terrible.
Now there's a thumbs up. Yeah.
The biggest rule change beneficiary from the double chip rule that changed a few years ago.
Is your dad?
Was famous for the double chip. I want to play 8 new courses in Canada.
Wow.
So and whether that's local, wherever, just some 8 different ones.
Okay.
I wrote down some. These are big ass for a few of them. But
yeah, that's
like a Royal Ottawa is up there, Cherry Hill, Coppenwood. I don't think I'm ever going to get on the national, but I would love that.
So if we get to end of October next year, we've got 2 weeks of golf left, and you've done 7.
I will find like a local. I'll drive an hour north to some dump.
Yeah.
I'll play that. But yeah, like even those, I want to explore some of these other ones. Like Port Hope's just down the road, and apparently got some really cool holes down by
Port Hope's awesome. Yeah.
Lake Ontario. So want to do that.
Yep.
I want to play in 3 professional events from like the PGA zone or wherever,
and like obviously outdoor events, not like the next.
Yeah. Try to get into 3 of those.
Yep. You have to qualify for those? Or?
No, you just pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe that's like a bigger goal. Like, how do I do in those? Maybe just like go to a random Monday qualifier and just get dummied.
Shoot 116.
Yeah. That could be a big one. I didn't get into the 60s this year. I want to get into it 3 times next year. Not once, but 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I'm gonna take the under on that one.
Okay.
Just to give you a bit of motivation, because I think you.
What do you think the number should be? Like if you were setting it over under, like 1.5, 0.5.
Yeah, no, 1.5. I think you'll definitely do it once. I mean, you had. I think you said this year you shot
multiple 70s.
Yeah, you shot a 2 under round, and you had 33 putts or something.
Yeah, I missed 8 putts inside 10 feet that day.
I'm saying over under is 2.5, and I'm going under.
All right, fair enough. You're gonna laugh at this one. Only one putter switch all season.
Oh yeah, no.
So I get one. That's a goal.
This is not going to happen.
That's a goal.
This is not going to happen.
One putter switch. You
don't need to tell me the rest of the goals. You are not reaching all of your goals.
I currently have 8.
8 on rotation.
I want to caddy in at least 2 PGA or LPGA events, one on each, whatever. I want to play around in 3 different provinces.
Okay. It kind of ties back to the other one.
Well, the thing is, Ontario and Quebec, that covers 2.
Yeah, let's do a trip out to
Cabot.
Cabot.
The third one's the tough one.
Let's do a trip out to Cabot.
So, and then the last
BC.
one, I did really well on this year. You would fail this one. I want to have 0 club throws.
I knew that was coming. You haven't. Okay, you've had indoor club throws.
Yeah, I've been getting back. I'm done with as of that counts indoor or outdoor.
Okay,
I will not count the one where I take a swing and I drop it after.
Okay,
that doesn't count. I didn't throw. That's a drop.
It is true though. I can't remember playing with you this summer outside where we threw a club.
Yeah,
there's definitely been club slams. Or, but no, I did not see
a kick. But I'm going to be nicer to my golf clubs in 2026. Any thoughts on the goals? Anything you think I should have added?
No, these are really, really good. I like most of them. In fact, I like all of them. The putter change is not going to happen. Rounds in the 60s, I'm saying you're not going to get there, but I'm rooting for you, right? So
it's trending. I'm working on it hard right now.
I like the eight rounds at new course. I like the rounds in 3 different provinces. If you're going somewhere, let me know because I'll definitely join you for that. This is a good list. This is a really good list.
So use that for motivation.
I want to see you caddy as well. In fact, if you go caddy, I'll come out and watch.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a caddy, call me. But I'll make it happen somehow this year.
Sounds good.
Come out of retirement.
All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, please show us some love. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on socials. Next week, we're returning to the interview series.
Yeah.
So I'll do my goals, but you'll put me in the hot seat. A bit of an interview, bit of a background on me. And really looking forward to that. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.